You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Around the United Nations. With me in studio, Commissioner Scott Anderson. Commissioner, welcome.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm excited to do our trash talk portion of our Around the United Nations.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think I think this like that people can revisit and you know follow along with what's going on there with our story arcs and everything, because we just had a pay-per-view and a lot of stuff culminating there at that pay-per-view. A lot of fun.
Yes, sir. A lot of happenings, for sure. As Gorilla Monsoon used to say, it was a happening.
It was a happening.
Yes.
Now, the first one that I'm looking at right here is From Russia with Love.
Yes.
Oh man.
One thing, for those listeners that may be newer to the game, one thing that not everybody has to do, but one thing that the manager for Rick Rancher and Vladimir Verklempt typically does is has some kind of title that relates to the trash talk, or is some kind of hint or between the lines kind of innuendo to what's going on. So yeah, From Russia with Love. So.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, obviously, we had mentioned on previous shows that these two don't have, too much of a relationship or too much of a story arc between them. So to see them interacting, shout out to their managers, because yeah, that's a good read through. Like I said, that just Rick being puzzled over, what the hell are you saying? You could just picture it, man. Like, what in the world are you saying?
Right. Because not only is there a language barrier, but Vladimir is still amped up and upset following the World Warfare II match, where Poison attempted to use Verklempt as a pawn in their fight against Rick Rancher, and that ended up coming back to bite them because they were not very kind to Vladimir. So Vladimir cleans house. He and Rancher win the match. And then we get this backstage interaction where and it's one of my favorite. It's so one of the things that Brad does so well is he says things without saying them. And one of the things he does here is Verklempt says that he's from Russia, and Rick Rancher perks up and he pulls out his, and I quote, his red hat with white letters, the one with 4 letters on it. And then he puts it on, and Rancher says, "I think you and I can do business together." So just the subtlety is so funny. Cracks me up. But I think that the UNL better be on notice if there is in fact a friendship between Rick Rancher and Vladimir Verklempt. They could be a powerhouse duo for sure.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, last year they were a big part of the tag team series last year, right?
Are we talking about the World Tag event, or
no,
just
in general? Team? Yeah, just in general being a tag team throughout the UNL.
They won their fair share of titles. Yes, for sure. I think particularly in 6-man, teaming with a variety of partners.
Nice.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, and like you said, now to see them interacting, to see them, working together is even more. It's scary. It's scary now.
Dangerous for the rest of the roster, for sure.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. So yeah, so I will be interested to see kind of who they target first.
Oh yeah. They got that. I mean, they definitely got the target. I mean, anytime you partner with Rick Rancher, that bullseye goes along with you. So
goes along with it for sure. definitely. Next we have our kind of our end of match, what with Aaron McFleece and Tenbatsu. And if you're a newer manager, the work of Aaron McFleece and Tenbatsu is consistently high quality, top notch, and this is no exception. There is a lot of references to numbers, Aaron McFleece being Fortune 500 in the past, and the number of his wealth in general. That was kind of in play towards the end of the year. So this time it was about numbers, and the number was 3 in 3 seconds is the is what decided the match, right? The 3 seconds. So it's a great read. I am interested to know, to see, again, we're kind of left with a cliffhanger. We don't really know if they're going to be friends again now, if kind of they have, like you might get into a really big fight with your brother and you might beat the crap out of him and he might beat the crap out of you, but then afterwards, everything's okay again. We don't know. We don't know if that's what's happened here, or maybe they go their separate ways.
I think they go their separate ways. Just just the slap to me, was the
that's a pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, that sealed it. In my book, it
right.
sealed it. If they come out of that
right.
slap and still manage to, be friends, hey, they're better men than I would be. But
right. Yeah, that's a good point because that's a good point because there's an extra insult to that, right? Like if you punch your buddy in the face, that's one thing, but if you slap him, that's a bit of a disrespect. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like all he needed was that extra little white glove, Too bad he didn't, take out the little white glove. Whack!
Yeah, challenge you to a duel. So on this occasion, Tenbatsu got his vindication. So very, very excellent storyline. Bill the Butcher Cutting in his trash talk calls out Quick Kill Inc. But in Quick Kill Inc.'s Quebec Hitman, he calls out Bill Cutting. So
nice.
Yeah, I think we could see more from them, particularly with Bill the Butcher doing so well since his arrival. The Quebec Hitman has consistently been a top performer, and his recent television TV title and now league title, that could be a main event caliber type matchup.
Hey. Now you say it like it is. He's a triple crown winner.
Two-time triple crown winner.
Two-time triple crown winner. Don't hey.
Only UNL two-time triple crown winner.
Yeah, man. I mean,
not even that man from the state underneath Oklahoma is a two-time triple crown winner.
Oh man,
he's only a one-time triple crown winner.
Ooh. Okay, but hey, focus. Bill the Butcher Cutting.
Yes.
You better watch. I mean, you have been league champ, these last couple of cycles a few times, but if the Quebec Hitman wanted to send a message, he sure did this cycle.
Yes, he did. So they both have a back and forth here. Technically speaking, Bill Cutting's trash talk comes from his manager, Sir Robert Hughesworth, which I think is a fantastic name for a manager. So Mr. Sir Hughesworth discusses how things are not over and how Quick Kill Inc. had all 3 of their members, but it was Cutting and McGinn taking them on 2-on-3. So Quick Kill Inc. wanted some competition. I think it's coming. So.
Oh yeah, I mean they, like you said, they called. I mean, kudos to the managers in the UNL for stepping up because Quick Kill, they had that little hey, where's the competition? Kind of reminded me of the commercial from back in the days. Where's the beef?
Right?
Where's the competition? Like, what? Really? You're gonna let us walk all over you? Where? No? Anybody? Anybody? You know, Bueller? No? You know,
Yeah.
but people answered.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. So, what else do we got? We have
Oh
Joe
yeah,
Kona and Tonga Ming, the royal
the royal
family,
family. Yeah.
hanging out with their dad. It sounds like this takes place before World Warfare. So we have our results this cycle, but it sounds like this interaction takes place beforehand.
Yeah,
So
they I mean, right before World Warfare, you got to remember, uh, they jumped. Did they jump Kona, or the whole, or Tonga Meng?
well, Are you talking about Grey Crow?
Yeah.
Okay, so Grey Crow attacked Joe Kona, and so now that may be lost to TVB at World Warfare. Joe Kona has had a fair amount of success. So if young Grey Crow is looking to put his name on the map,
I
a
mean,
feud with the Hawaiian Delight could certainly do that.
how many hours do you think he must have had a shower before he got that pink dye off of him, man? 'Cause that thing's just.
Probably a good number. Yeah,
Oh,
I would
poor
think
Coach.
once you're dunked in that pink drink dunk tank, that is not easy to wash off.
Oh no, man.
But
He's gonna look a little a little weird coming to the ring these next couple of weeks, but oh well.
perhaps a bit of discoloration. It is possible. But the royal family has proven that they can take a loss and come back strong. So we'll see kind of where they lead in the new year here, heading
Oh yeah.
into the Rumble.
Now both of them had half titles this time around, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
our Brazil and our China champion. So
Nice.
the
Congratulations to
highest
the royal family.
two regionals. Yeah, right. Yeah, and TV tag.
Oh, scored.
So
Now have they? I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I would figure the royal family would be pretty tag oriented. Are they not two tag at the first time winning tag title or
they've won some tag titles. They won credit. I don't
nice
know. It's probably 5 or 6 cycles ago now, but they won tag credit, I believe.
scored?
Yeah, yeah. The UNL, to the best of my knowledge, still the only league in the IWA that gives league credit for winning the tag titles, as long as we have over 50 cards. This cycle,
Shout out to the
uh,
UNL and that great commissioner. Love that credit.
you know, he does his best. He does his
Oh,
best. He sometimes forgets about certain clauses in
hey,
contests, but he
hey.
tries hard. He works hard.
Oh,
But $27 and UNL credit went to our tag champions this cycle, so not a bad payday.
oh no. Yeah, and he brought home
Um,
the 10 free matches from the league title too. And he brought.
right? Never heard. So speaking of tag teams, it seems like we have a new tag team on the scene. Uh, Scourge and Pestilence. We have a brief introduction here. They say it's been 10 years
Oh,
since in
nice.
the IWA. So I am excited to see what this returning team does. Certainly with names like Scourge and Pestilence, they sound like you may not want to mess with them. So
Oh
we'll see
no.
kind of what develops, who
You
they
know,
go after.
I mean, anytime managers come back from an extended stay, it's always nice because they got to get reacquainted with all the new faces. So I hope
Right.
I hope to make his return welcome return. Uh, so
Yeah.
we'll let the
And,
associates kind of welcome him in next cycle. Let the associates.
a
Uh,
warm welcome from the
a warm
associates.
welcome.
That's
Yeah.
that's so nice. I will sidebar for a half a moment here. The manager of Scourge and Pestilence, who just came back, is taking over the Iron Glove League. So I'll use this platform to mention that if anybody's interested in joining a new league, in addition to the UNL, you could give a look to the Iron Glove League. Just kind of
Now,
check out, see if it's for you. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe the
Iron
UNL's for you.
Iron Glove is in what Fed? What?
Is in bronze also.
Nice.
So, if he starts doing too good, then we're gonna have problems, right? No, I'm just kidding. Like, you can do well, but don't do too well, okay?
No.
Just,
Like I said, shout,
don't.
shout out to all those new commissioners. Like I said, it is
Yeah, yeah.
a labor of love, and like I said, shout out to ICE's manager. I said, good luck in your what did we say? The Golden Glove? No, not the Golden Glove.
Uh, Iron Glove.
Iron Glove League. Nice.
Yes. So, next we have consistently top level talent, CC DeVille and Akbar, talking about how they seem like they're okay with how World Warfare 2 turned out with Vladimir not doing what we thought they wanted him to do. So they talk about having a long-term plan, and now it's time for phase 2. So not quite sure what phase 2 is, but they say it's going to begin with Quick Kill Inc. So good luck to Quebec Hitman and the Russian Reaper, because now they're about to get poisoned.
No.
No?
No. See, every time you say Quick Kill Inc., you always leave out frickin' Naul. Stop leaving out Naul like he's safe or some shit.
Well,
Because he's part of. No, is he Naul? Is Noble House or am I mixing him up?
no, Naul is in Quick Kill Inc.
He is Quick Killing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Hey, I think they're going after him. Why? Because I know Akbar, man. I've seen him walking the lockers now. And so. Yeah. So watch. Hey,
Okay.
Watch
Okay.
out. Watch out now.
That could be. Well, all right. Now we'll better be on notice.
There you go.
All right.
There we go.
So, following that, we have a brief message. I would assume it's from the person who attacked Ezekiel Crane last cycle, which is, again, a pretty awful thing to do, to attack a man that's in a wheelchair. But he did. This masked attacker threw Ezekiel Crane out of his wheelchair after waffling Solomon Ying behind his back. Shout out to the late great Bobby Heenan. Waffled him with a tire iron or something, but he says you're not even close to figuring out who he is. Which, when we get to Ezekiel Crane definitely points the finger at a certain competitor.
No, not Ezekiel Crane.
But he certainly did. But this person claims that he is not even close to figuring out who it is. So the plot thickens.
Now who did this young man point to? Who did our war veteran and who did he?
Well,
Jasper looks like he signed a nice contract with the Associates. Everything looks like it's going well. We're winning some titles. Nothing.
Well,
is it the jealous the jealous green-eyed monster?
It seems like that's who. It seems like Ezekiel Crane is following that line of thinking. He, along with his associates, as well as Jake Sebo and Ying Greycrow, come out, and Ezekiel lays it out. Again, another trash talk that, if you haven't had a chance to read yet, I highly recommend taking a few minutes to check it out. It's very well done. He follows this logic, this train of thought, and it leads him to believe that the man who attacked him is none other than Tobin Wells' partner, strongman Tobin Wells. Is none other than Jasper Obanku's partner, who is strongman Tobin Wells. So
it has to be. I mean, he just got dunked. He's He's getting jealous. He's all pink. He has to wear the mask to cover up his pink, look. It all fits. It fits.
So, I mean, Tobin has had a rough few weeks. So, it I will say this. From an outside perspective, it seems like Tobin Wells would be the top suspect.
Well, Tobin
But
Wells,
oftentimes,
if you're listening, Tobin Wells, clear your name.
clear your name, sir, because I have often found that it is not the person that you most expect.
Uh-oh.
But we'll see. We'll see in this case if it is in fact Tobin Wells, perhaps filled with jealousy that Ezekiel Crane has taken an interest in his Blazer Court partner Jasper Obanku.
It's a simple agreement. The associate, he just, signed the right contracts and, hey, it works out sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though the other side of the agreement doesn't change their holds every now and then. Dang it.
So hey, if Felix and Escobar are doing something that works, I wouldn't pick any other method. John Cena had the 5 holds of doom. You just go with the holds you know, and the holds you know can get you through.
Yeah, as long as they're not a dirty 26 drop, we're okay.
We're okay.
Nice.
So following that, we have a rather muscular individual who is Solomon Ying, who we get a little bit more of a background on him and how Ezekiel Crane kind of mentored him and kind of taught him in many ways to believe in himself and who he could be, but also this idea of having the left and right. And let me see if the left and right hand of destruction. So certainly looking at the picture of Solomon, I fully believe that he is the left, right, center, up, and down hand of destruction. He looks like he could. He looks like he could rip your head off and then have a snack. So I wouldn't want to mess with him. So he sounds like he's going to be out for revenge too.
Oh yeah, like I said, I would say you don't want to mess with him unless he's facing the other way and you have a lead pipe. Lead pipe.
Right. Unless you can waffle him from behind with a pipe.
I love it. Oh man.
Okay. So next, one of my favorite things that has happened in recent memory, TVB is celebrating his victory at World Warfare 2 when Vladimir Verklempt comes out and starts to attack him, which brings out Verklempt's former friend Jacob Vandenberg, who is the cousin of TVB, who also had a falling out. It was a big feud last year with TVB versus Vladimir, and Jacob kind of gets Vladimir to back off, and Jacob and TVB, they share a hug, and the crowd goes wild.
Nice.
Double Dutch.
The Double Dutch is reunited. I love it.
And I am.
You know what? You know what? In the same sense that we wanted, I really still do want, Timbatsu and Aaron to work things out. I would want to see it, but I mean, obviously, some friendships aren't meant to be. But to see these family members, bring it back together after a struggle is awesome, man. Just and at the right time because the tag team scene is exploding. So
it is.
The double Dutch is gonna start doing the what the polka. It's gonna start doing the polka.
So the man without a nation, TVB, looks like he is reuniting with his cousin. So I was pretty excited when I read that. So we'll see what develops there. We have a lot of the common theme this cycle was new partnerships. So we'll see where this reunited partnership goes in the coming months. Pretty excited.
Oh yeah.
And then
Mr.
we have
Mr. Wrestling
Valinaria.
himself, Mr.
Yeah,
Wrestling.
yeah. Who needs to perhaps take a chill pill once in a while. Um, we have
He
the
broke
end
his
of
freaking arm. That son of a.
he did. I mean, goes back and forth with Tonga Ming, and he said he would do it, and he did. He dislocate it. It sounds like technically maybe he didn't break his arm, but he dislocated his elbow in a most nasty fashion. So Valen prepped for the match, and he was ready, and he followed through. And now leading out of World Warfare 2, he is the challenger for the United Nations title. So maybe now that he has slayed the bulldozer, now he can refocus himself on winning the United Nations title.
I like it. Now,
Yeah.
In order to get a shot at that United Nations, he has to be in the top three, right? Of the
Yes, to
or
challenge for the United Nations title, you have to have the highest strategy average over the past 3 cycles.
ah,
So for
you,
cycles 25, 26, and 27, he had the highest 3-cycle average.
nice. So he's gonna get his shot. I love it.
Gonna get his shot. Yep.
Go get him, Mr. Wrestling. Go, you got this.
Yes.
Just
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Best of luck
Just don't break his arm.
that.
Just don't break his arm, because
I think that may be a one-time thing. You know,
okay.
he was pretty offended with Tonga Ming, so I think he'll be more business in his UN title series. But we'll see. Who knows?
Now our buddy, our pal.
Yes. Last but not least, the third member of Quick Kill Inc., the native warrior Naul. So he talks about how World Warfare 2 didn't quite go as he planned. They had a no contest, but he does say that Walter McGinn and Bill Cutting has earned his respect. So I'm not sure what his role would be in any potential feud with Bill Cutting and the Quebec Hitman, but certainly he seems like he has respect for those opponents. But one wrestler he does not have respect for is a man that walks around like he owns the place, and that's Playboy Shane Cole.
Uh-oh.
So he calls him out here and says, if you're really looking to make your mark, don't worry about guys like American Pride Jack Addison. He needs to step up and face the Native Warrior.
Ooh, the challenge is on.
The challenge has been made. So we'll see if the Panama City Playboy responds.
Oh yeah, I mean if you come talking and then this is what you're looking for. You wanted a reaction, you got it. So don't back down now.
Right. There it is. So.
Oh man. Now, are we I know that was the last of our pieces here, but
Yes.
I mean, I know we had that pay-per-view. Is there anything else you want to touch on that pay-per-view?
I think the only other thing that I would mention as is if you have a pay-per-view match and you put the work into building to getting a pay-per-view match signed, please make sure that you follow through all the way to the show.
Yes.
We had a few matches where a few managers didn't really trash talk leading into their match. So if you get signed to a pay-per-view match, please follow through, because you've put in the work to get the match signed, and so finish up, follow through, enjoy your feud, and then move on or continue. But that's kind of the only other thing I would the more you know segment.
There you go. I like that. It's like And it does. It really does just help us. You know, I mean, especially in your case, Commissioner. I mean, because I mean, you do a lot of the work, trying to build up the write-ups, And I know this one you tried
Right.
a new style, but I mean, I've seen some of the stuff that you've done in the past. I mean, and you want a good product, so you know.
Correct. Correct. Right. You want the match results to mean something not only to you but to the league at large, right? Like the results of the matches, you want people to go, oh, okay, wow, okay, I wonder what they're gonna do, right? I wonder what they're gonna do next. To
Exactly.
take my own wrestler, Valinari as an example, he had a fairly like devastating loss at one of the pay-per-views last year, and it really affected him, right? So that kind of led his trash talk for the next 4 or 5 cycles, right? Having had that loss, really made a difference and pushed him in a new direction. Uh, so we want that. That's part of the ways that we can grow our characters is through our wins and losses at these big shows. Like Rancher and Verklempt, now they're partners. How will Tobin Wells react to having lost his Pink Drink Dunk Tank match? How will Valen move on from his very personal match, right? What will happen with Aaron McFleece and Tenbatsu following their match?
Nice.
So these are all questions that we want to know answers to. So yeah, the
Oh yeah.
Rumble's coming up next. Feel free to start building your matches towards the Rumble. Feel free. I will have kind of some more details in the next report for how to enter the Rumble. I'd love to hit 30. We have 32 active wrestlers this cycle. 30 would be incredible if we could somehow get there. We had 22 last year. I'd at least like to beat last year's total, make it bigger than last year.
Nice.
The
Now,
Rumble was a fun.
oh
That
yeah,
was
it sounds like a blast.
the write up for the Rumble was like 4 pages last year. It was
Ooh,
big. Yeah.
nice. Now I will extend this offer. I know I've done it in the past. I mean, these airwaves are open. If any manager out there wants to come on and talk UNL, like I said, just reach out to me. We'll set up a date. Try and get something. Whether it's in character or it's just a manager interview. Like I said, you want to talk a little more about what's going on with your character. Reach out to us. Glad
Yeah. For
would love
sure.
to would
For
love to
sure.
hear from you.
Yeah. I will say, not for nothing and not to kiss up for brown nose, but I think the UNL has, if not, maybe it's hard to say the best for anyone. It's hard to argue the best, but I think the UNL has as good a collection of managers as you're going to find anywhere in the IWA. That I can say safely. I don't think you're going to find a better collection of managers anywhere. So
Agreed.
it's just it's great to work with them. It's great to have you here. I appreciate all the work that everybody puts in. Keep up the great work. It's fun. It's fun being the commissioner. So thank you. Yeah.
And no, Tobin Wells, we are not going to pay for the soap to clean that pink dye off. And no, we're not going to.
No, sorry.
Not, you're not getting any UNL credit for that. Nice. Commissioner, like I said, any last words on this one?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. Good stuff this cycle. Looking forward to seeing what comes next.
Oh yeah, like I said, take advantage of those scrub cycles. Next one is not one of them, but I said, hopefully we can still get over 50 because the associates look like they want some more
Yeah.
credit.
we've been to thank everybody again. We've been over 50 probably 5 or 6 cycles in a row. So even on our off cycles we're over 50 cards, which means that our tag champions get credit And that's awesome. Anytime we can give out UNL credit to our tag champions, that's awesome. So,
Oh yeah, that definitely. Well, you've been listening to Commissioner Scott Anderson and myself, IWA Flip, here on Round of the United Nations, Trash Talk Edition. We'll see you guys next time.